passe por minha doença, que passe por minha pobreza, que passe por minha maldade, a mentira e a falta de crença, que passe por mim olho grande, que passe por minha má sorte, que passe por minha inveja, a discórdia e a ignorância. Leva a vida tranquilo, não tenho medo do mundo, não tenho medo do mundo, não vou me preocupar, não vou me preocupar. Que me passe a doença, que me passe a pobreza, que me passe a maldade, que me passe, que me passe olho grande, que me passe a má sorte, que me passe a inveja, que me passe a guerra.
Okay, to quickly introduce tonight's proceedings, I'm Jonathan Watkins, Director of Ikon, and it's with great pride that I introduce you to Shimabuku this evening. It's the day after the opening of the exhibition, and that is in itself an extraordinary achievement. We calculate that we've worked together at Ikon 4 times already. The first was the cucumber journey, the octopus video that we showed shortly after the Hayward exhibition in 2001.
Where does it come from, this kite, such a nice kite? I say, that's from China. But many people say, oh, are you a Chinese artist? I have to explain, no, I'm not a Chinese artist. I'm a Japanese, but I'm carrying a Chinese kite. You know, I think it's, you know, like, for me, it's like artists, like a kind of, you know, people who make a bridge between here and there, you know. I'm a Japanese, but I made a connection between Chinese kite, you know, and, you know, Australian landscape. So, for me, like, artist's role is, you know, people who make a bridge, in one sense. You know, like, I found out, you know, like a fish-shaped kite flying like a fish swimming, even octopus-shaped kite. So I went up to the roof of Watari Contemporary Museum. It was such a wonderful view because of maybe earthquake. There's no so high building in Tokyo, not like New York, although that is a big city. So, you know, it was a quite nice, you know, there was kind of space. Then I thought I can use this space. Then I thought maybe I can do something in, you know, kind of very funny time, you know, because that time I was questioning why, you know, like this kind of talk always happen evening, like at this time. Why not to have, you know, talk at the breakfast time or something like that? because, so I requested to do something in the, sunrising time. Then we tried to see that, time schedule of train, what is the first train, to get here, to get the museum. Then we found that there is a train from 5:30 or something like this. Okay, let's make a project at the 5:45. So we announced, can come to the museum at the 5:45. Then I thought maybe only few people come, but this kind of thing, people comes. Then people started to make a queue at the 5:45 in the morning. It's still dark. It's kind of beautiful, Of course, some people can take a train. So taxis started to arrive to the, in front of the museum. That's quite beautiful landscape. Then people started to make a queue. Then I invited the people to go up to the roof of the museum. Which is not so big. It's very crowded, but so then people is wondering what is happening. Sun is rising. It's very beautiful. Then people see this white balloon, coming up. Then it, fly away in a sunrising light. For me, it was a bit like a cafe au lait. You don't have to think, like a dinner. You have to think what we are going to have tonight. What we are going to have tonight. Breakfast, you don't think so much, right? Toast and milk tea, something that you don't think so much. It's like people don't have to think to see these things. Oh, beautiful sunrise and the white, balloon flying away. So people just, look at it. Then after that, kind of, white pigeons started to fly. It was a bit like a magical moment, because white balloon fly away, then pigeons started to fly. But actually, that was they kept flying, just above the museum. So that was a bit like magic. But this is things I organized. But in a sense, I didn't organize because when I walk up to the roof of a museum like a month ago, I found some people is using sky of Tokyo, but for race pigeon. So just next door of the museum, there's a roof. There's a cage for the pigeons. So some people was using this everybody's sky as a kind of private reason. So I was completely amazed about it. Then I go and see him. Then with like a cake box, and then I asked him to do, to release his pigeons after my balloon flying away. Then we did such kind of magical performance. Yeah, it's like just this is there, but just the people don't have a chance to look because nobody come to this part of Tokyo in like 6 in the morning. But just just shifting something like a time to come to the museum. Normally people come from museum from 10 to 5, but if you come at 6, you see this, like kind of ready-made things, but. They like this project again. It's like Ikon. They invited me again to do something. Then I went up to the roof again. Then I saw there is a big billboard, but back side of billboard was empty. So other side of billboard is a kind of real estate billboard. It's like like a bottom of back side of billboard empty. So I put the back side of elephant picture, which I took in Africa. I was in Africa just going to Tokyo by chance again. Then I put a picture of African elephant. It's like hiding in Tokyo landscape, but people is allowed to look at it. If they're going up to the museum. Actually, we had some kind of sign to say going up to the museum roof. Then people, saw this. Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting thing because, 1 month I traveled to Africa, very nature, and Tokyo, in a very city. So it's, I mean, it's happening in the same planet. This is quite amazing. So it's like Tokyo is also part of elephant planet. So the work is called elephant planet. So it's hard to imagine, we are sharing this land, this planet with an elephant, but it is. So that's another animal work called My Teacher Tortoises. So this is my show. This is a show I had a few years ago in London, the gallery called Wilkinson. Yeah, we brought live tortoise. Tortoise from desert, north part of Africa. So he could live without water. So I learned about the tortoise, how we can take care. Then we had a cage, and then I gave opportunity for people to look at the tortoise, live tortoise. Yeah, some people actually complain about it. Why do you bring a live, animal to the gallery? But, people who say that, maybe they never been to the aquarium or zoo. Because many of zoo people, aquarium people come to the gallery, they said, oh, this environment is much better than we are having in a zoo. So we try to make it clean and try to take care very well. And so, yeah, this is a kind of, relating to this work. Poster I had, stop and think, return, occasionally learn. Man should try to avoid contact with alien life form. This happened, I had thought about the stop and think idea, before this big earthquake, 3.1 Japanese earthquake a few years ago. But it was just a few months after that people was it became really kind of political message. Stop and think about these nuclear things, and all of land owner started to worry about it. They didn't let me do it. But I had a chance to talk with a cosmetic company, Shiseido. So Shiseido is supporting art, very much. Then this is one of the Shiseido building between Tokyo and Osaka. They gave me a wall of their building. Then I could do it. It couldn't happen in a billboard, but I could put a big billboard, big sign on the wall of Shiseido beautiful building. It was difficult because to take a photograph because it's always passes. So this is the old document I have. Stop and think. Yeah, I wanted to show how I developed the idea, from tortoise in the gallery to the outside space. Same idea, but tortoise to the Shiseido, wall. Well, my name Shimabuku is quite particular in Japanese name. That's why I'm using only my last name, Shimabuku. It's the name from south part of Japan, Okinawa. My father from there. They used to have different culture from mainland of Japan. It's maybe like Corsica for French people, something like that. So when they made a new museum about 5 years ago, so they invited me to do something for the opening event. This is a landscape of Okinawa, I think just right after the war, something around 1950s. So they have a custom to carry things using a head, like African does. So this is very unusual in Japan. Historically, Japanese people don't do this. Even Chinese people don't do this. I mean, these Han people, I don't think they do this. So only maybe Korean Peninsula, Okinawa, and then maybe South, the Philippine bit, maybe Thai, that area. Then, of course, this kind of custom is losing now. This is quite interesting, like a baseball, glove, woman still carrying things using a head. Actually, this is not my photograph. This is, I took it from some book. I'm quite amazed about this, carrying things using a head. Then when I go there, I always ask, "Can you do that? Can you do that? Can you show it to me?" But they don't want to show it to me. They feel like kind of shy, and I mean, without a question, they think this is a kind of thing. It's not so good. So I started to wonder why. This is amazing, like carrying things. So for the museum, I had a place people can try to carry things using a head. So this is the entrance of a museum. So I had, you see on this side, this is a big mirror, so people can see, how they look like by themselves. The work is titled, "Why Not Carrying Things Using a Head?" So it's like, people have a chance to think about it again. So of course, young people enjoy doing it. They know that is their own culture, but they never done this. Some people can carry like a bottle of sake also, like that. She can dance. Yeah, he was because carrying things using a head, maybe it's same in Africa, but it's a woman custom. So he knows this custom, but he has never done it because he was a man. Then he said like, he know his sister, his mother doing it, so he's the first time to do it, so he looks happy. Young people enjoy doing this, then they try to go back, carrying their bag using a head. Yeah. This is a work I showed even this time. How do you accept something you don't understand? This work was, I made, came out when I was teaching in a German art school in Germany called Braunschweig Art University. I was invited as a guest professor for 1 year. Then, like a German student asked me, why, all the time, why, what is made of, why. I said, in my opinion, living nicely, maybe you don't have to understand everything. Sometimes if you don't understand, you can live better, or you can do things better. That's what I'm thinking. Or you don't have to explain from 1 to 10. We often say, wise man understand 10 if you say one thing. I'm not so wise, so maybe 2 or 3 things is enough for me to understand. but like so I was keep saying this kind of thing. You don't have to talk so much to do your art. You can be silent sometimes. Oh, but so for them to understand what I do at the beginning is I cooked food for them. Then I said, don't ask what it is, just eat it. I didn't put any poison. Just believe me, it's tasty. They started to understand. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's tasty. That's good. That's the first step. So I was doing that kind of thing, just cooking for them. To understand something you don't understand. The second thing is okay. Okay, so I give you a CD of Japanese music. Try to remember one song from this CD. Don't ask what's the meaning. But you might find your favorite music. Just remember it. It might help you if you have a chance to go to Japan in the future. Just sing that song, then you might get a friend like that. That's that was my class. That's what I was doing. I was doing a music lesson for them, for their future trip to Japan. Then one student was really enjoyed doing it. She was singing this traditional Japanese pop song without understanding. It teach me something too. She just maybe you saw the video footage. Like potato and fish is really swimming together for a moment. Then people say, how did you do that? But it just really happened, if you do it, it happens. It's not magic. Just if you do it, it really happens. People don't try, but if you try, that kind of thing happened. It was a very beautiful moment. This is a work I made here. I was invited to Ikon Gallery by Jonathan. I was asked to do something. Then he was telling about the canal system here. Birmingham has such a nice canal system. Then we started to make a research, like a canal system in 18th century. In Industrial Revolution time, how long it takes if we make a trip from London to Birmingham, these kind of things. But I remember very well, we went to London together from Birmingham to ask about a sponsorship to Japan Foundation. Then on the way back, we started to drink. We bought a bottle of beer. We were drinking on a train. Then after 2 hours, we were quite drunken. So then I thought about, maybe I could do something like this. Maybe I can drink in 2 weeks, or I can make something. What can we make in 2 weeks? Then pickles came up to me. Maybe shape of this narrow boat is a bit like a cucumber too. So maybe that's another reason why pickles idea came to me. Then we made a pickling cucumber from London to here. Now another thing is I got a fat, through this journey. That's the time I got a weight. I became a fat, really. I think I got in 2 weeks I got 5 kilo more, and I never lose this. Because on a boat you don't go anywhere just doing this. And then I was traveling with an Englishman. He offered me always ale. Lager is no good. You have to drink ale, like that. Always big breakfast. I enjoyed doing it. That was a kind of turning point of my life. Okay, I think I can stop now with this project. So, if you have any question.
If you have any questions, we have a microphone as we're broadcasting live online, so if you don't mind speaking to them. Any questions?
Can I just ask, the work you do outside the gallery quite often involves a lot of people. I'm thinking of the fish kites and the dog swimming competition. How highly organised are those events? Do you know how many people are coming, or does the work simply depend on who turns up on the day and it works according to that chance? Or do you go ahead because you know lots of people are coming?
Well, we don't know. Even like a dog swimming competition, I thought only maybe 20 dogs show up. But actually, because otherwise, I think I need some kind of mystery, secret, something I don't understand to live well.
Hi. Water seems to be quite a theme in your work.
Yeah.
Was that conscious, or did it happen?
Yeah, one thing is I'm a fish sign. Fishes. Maybe that's one reason. And the Chinese character is bird. The bird and the fish. And I grew up nearby the water. Then I know the possibility of water. I grew up in a place called Kobe. It's a big port town. Bit like Liverpool, bit like Marseille. The other side there is an island. I always see people who come from the island. So they speak in different ways. They have a different behavior. They have a different value of life. My father from an island far away. He came by boat. I used to take a boat to go back. So I know, water is something very special. If you're crossing the water, you get something different. So I was very, it's maybe part of me. So if I get the boat, I try to get the water. Something must happen. So I try to, even here, if I get the boat, I always go to the canal to look. What is there at the bottom of the canal? I try to think. Yes, ladies here.
You play a lot with food. Is there any possible to do something with fermented tofu from Japan and bring it in the train, a virgin train, and then look whether people will sit beside you?
Fermented tofu, or from China?
From Japan or from China?
Tofu. Yeah, I know, yes. Yeah, it could be. But tofu is quite an interesting thing. I'll think about it. Tofu is nice. Nice white and soft, and I like the texture. It doesn't stay. I like something that doesn't stay so long.
Any other questions?
Which of your pieces are you most proud of?
Can you say again?
Which of your art pieces are you most proud of? So out of all the projects that you've done, which are you most proud of, how it's turned out?
I'm sorry.
The one that you're happiest with.
Happiest?
Yeah, the works that you maybe are happiest.
My favorite.
Yeah, favorite.
My favorite. I don't know. It depends on. I mean, of course, cucumber journey is something very special. Yeah, it's true. It's really true. Yeah. Cucumber journey, I like it very much. I like the title, Cucumber Journey. I think that's a good title, Cucumber Journey. You know, it makes me smile all the time just to say Cucumber Journey, Cucumber Journey. Yeah, it's a great title. The work which has a great title, it's great. Yeah, Cucumber Journey is a great title. Yeah. Because, you know, just you can bring back just a cucumber journey, you know. It's, yeah. Cucumber journey, I like it. Yeah, I mean, of course, fish and chips, I like it, you know, what's happening. I mean, I have to say thanks to this country because many of my good work, my favorite work, was born, you know, created in this country. Yeah, because I think English people share some sense of humor, I think. So, you know, I can just go ahead, you know, like I can say just, okay, cucumber journey, you know, people, yeah, people, you know, laugh and smile about it. So I can just go ahead. People don't ask why, what's the meaning? You know, like, people understand just cucumber journey. So, yeah, I mean, so that, I mean, I have to mention, so this first floor, after, first work flying me was done in Barcelona, but after this ball, all work was produced in this country. That's why we made a nice publication, Shimabuku, in the UK this time. So the idea of this show was, you know, first I wanted to gather all work I wanted to create in this country. So that was the first time for me to look at it in this shape. So this is very special to me. You know, I had, you know, I could borrow